It's Monday, and this is Slash Pizza. Hey everyone, it's Katie, and welcome back to Slash Pizza. This week I'm a little bit sick, so please excuse my ridiculous voice, but I want to talk about what got me into gaming and what keeps me going in gaming. So, what got me into gaming, since a lot of people don't know, when I was really little, my brother actually got a Super Nintendo for his birthday, and we got Super Mario Brothers with that. And my little brother, who was probably like 3 at the time, just asked me to play Super Mario Brothers with him. And I have to admit, I'm not a Super Mario Brothers fan. I'm not really a Mario fan. Side-scrollers and I just don't get along very well. But I played it. I had a lot of fun. And as we got more and more and more games, it just became like a thing. After school, a couple days a week, I would just play video games with my brother, and that was cool for a while. I got into middle school. I started to, like do middle school things, like realize there were boys and stuff, and I kind of stopped playing. But right at the end of my 6th grade year, we actually moved to a different state. I was originally from California. We moved to Ohio, and when I moved to Ohio, I just didn't really have very many friends. So I used video games as an outlet. And it just so happened, right after we moved to Ohio, the very first expansion for EverQuest had just come out. So I started playing EverQuest during the Kunark expansion when I was 11. Doesn't that make you feel old? It makes me feel old, and I'm not even old. So yeah, I started playing EverQuest when I was 11, my very first MMO, and I have to say I was, of course, just as noob as everyone else. And just kind of grew from there. When I was in high school, EverQuest 2 came out, and I started playing EverQuest 2, and played that for many, many, many years. I think I played EverQuest 2 for a total of seven years, probably, something like that, yeah. And then I started playing WoW, and I tried WoW when it first came out. I tried World of Warcraft when it first came out, and I didn't like it. I did not like WoW at all. I hated it. And I play it all the time. I hated WoW when it first came out. Right after Wrath of the Lich King came out, or right as Wrath of the Lich King was coming out, because I played during that ridiculously terrible launch event. It was awful as a level 1. It was horrible. No one should ever have to go through that, ever. But I did. So I started playing World of Warcraft during the Wrath of the Lich King launch event. And I went kicking and screaming from EverQuest. I didn't want to stop playing EverQuest 2. After playing for so many years, I had so many friends playing EverQuest 2, and yeah, kicking and screaming. I didn't want to play WoW, but then after playing for a little while, it was just kind of like, yeah, Sony's kind of ruining everything. So I decided to play WoW, and now I play WoW. I play on the Ner'zhul server. I raid with Conquest. But anyway, so I play games other than MMOs too. A lot of people know me from playing the World of Warcraft trading card game, which I play religiously. It's a lot like Magic the Gathering, which I just started learning to play. I'll get into why in just a second. I also play War Machine, and if you can see my keyboard over here, it's because there's a bunch of paint right there. Because I've been painting this little dude right here. He's pretty fun. This is a Discordia. This is a War Machine model. This is from the Retribution faction. Also, painting white is the bane of my existence. And I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it. We'll put him back. We'll put him back in his home. But yeah, so I play games. I play lots of games. My nerd cred is indeed legit. High five. Anyway, so I'm sure some people are wondering about my wonderful Game Theory shirt. What is this shirt? It's black and boring, and there's no cleavage involved, right? Because girls on the internet, that's what's important, is cleavage. But anyway, this is my uniform shirt. This is what I wear to work every day. I work at Game Theory, where players are always welcome. I work at Game Theory, which is in Raleigh, near the Crabtree Valley Mall. If anybody from Raleigh watches my channel, I'm sure there are a few. Hi, Game Theory peoples. Anyway, I work at Game Theory. It's a gaming hobby shop. We sell miniatures and card games and Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder, and we love games at Game Theory because that's what we do. But anyway, so I started learning to play Magic because a lot of our customers play Magic, and I figured it was important to understand a game that a lot of people play. And surprisingly, it's a lot like the World of Warcraft trading card game, which makes it a lot easier to understand. I'm still trying to learn all the various individual cards, but as far as like the game play and the mechanics of the game, it's pretty similar. The only difference that I found so far is that in Magic, combat happens all at once. You only have one combat phase, whereas in WoW, combat happens in steps. So you have multiple combat phases. It's more like turn-based combat rather than not turn-based combat, whatever you call that. I'm sure people are wondering what other games I play besides World of Warcraft and World of Warcraft. As I mentioned, I'm learning to play War Machine. I'll be starting in a Journeyman Beginner League on January? It's January, right guys? Yeah. I'll be starting in a Beginner Journeyman League on June the 18th with my tiny Retribution army. It'll be fun. I'm gonna shoot everything. Pew. That was my sick pew pew. That's awful. So bad. I will learn to play Magic, you guys. I will learn to play Magic. Game Theory. I will learn to play Magic. I also own a PlayStation 3, and even though I said I don't like side-scrollers, I play Little Big Planet a lot because it's awesome and so much fun, and I can make myself look like a zebra cat, which is awesome and hilarious. I love that. That's great. I also play League of Legends a little bit. I'm like a League of Legends noob, too. There are all these games that I've just recently started playing. I play StarCraft 2 sometimes. I'm pretty terrible at that. It's a lot of fun, but I'm pretty terrible at it. And Diablo 3, of course, because my Blizzard trifecta isn't complete without Diablo 3. Everybody knows I love Blizzard, so that's great. I'm a level 1 judge for World of Warcraft, so ask me almost anything and I can maybe tell you. Or I will figure it out. Yeah. So anyway, what keeps me going in gaming? Because sometimes things can get a little stale. You're playing the same thing over and over again, and every new game that comes out is the same as one that you just played last week. Sometimes that happens. So what keeps me going? And really it's the interaction with the people in the community that keeps me going. It's something I'm really passionate about. I really like to get involved within the communities that I'm play within, I guess. For example, with the World of Warcraft trading card game, since that's the one that I seem to be most involved in, I volunteer my time for a lot of their events, their Darkmoon fairs. I can judge. I have also worked registration. I work all facets of their events, or at least I try to. I try to be open to working everything. And I also, how I got started with them is that I actually demo at Gen Con the last 2 years, and hopefully this year. We're crossing our fingers. I really want to go. Yeah, so I try to get involved with the game, and I just get a really great satisfaction of teaching people about a game that they don't know anything about, or they might know a little bit about because they play Magic, or they've heard of World of Warcraft, or you know those types of things. I really like to get involved and help other people be more excited about games. And that's really fulfilling for me, and I wish my job title could just be like gaming cheerleader, because I think I would do that really, really well. If there's a company out there that needs a gaming cheerleader, just let me know. Hook that up. The other thing that really keeps me going is that working in the gaming industry and trying to continually be into things that are current and new and keeping up with the times. I like to see new games, and I like to try new games, and I like to try and learn new games because it just keeps things fresh. Like, even if I end up not liking a game, I still learned something and I still know about it so that I can tell other people about it. And I try to look at things objectively, and I try not to give too much of my opinion when I'm telling someone about a game. Like if somebody really wants to legitimately know about a game, I will tell them pros and then I will tell them cons. Like for example, World of Warcraft trading cards, since this is really the tabletop thing that I know the most about at this point. World of Warcraft trading cards are great. It's easy to understand. It's a lot of fun to play. And I mean, even if you end up not using the cards, some of them you can sell for quite a bit of money. So there's, I mean, if you buy a box and you get a loot card and you don't really play the game, just sell the cards, right? Seems good. Cons is like, there's not really a huge community. At least in this area. There's not really a huge community. There's a handful of people that come out to play. We don't really have like Friday Night Magic type events locally. It just doesn't happen. I would love to grow the community. I would love for more people to want to play World of Warcraft trading cards. So if anyone has any suggestions, how do you grow your WoW community? I don't know. I would love for our store to be able to get to a point where maybe one day we could sell WoW singles. That would be cool. That would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool. Anyway, guys, I feel like I'm rambling at this point, so I'm going to go because my voice really hurts. But if you guys have any suggestions or topics that you really want to hear about, suggest in the comments below. I read them. I read all of them. I promise you. Even if there's 100, I read all of them, and I do try to respond to some of them, just so you know that I'm a real person, in case my face wasn't enough, you know. Yeah. If you have if you have suggestions, just leave them in the comments below, and I'll try to talk about that particular topic if I think if it's something that I'm interested in, if it's something I think I could really put my heart into and actually make a good video of, I will definitely give it a shot. And yeah, that's all I have for this week, guys. I will see you next week. Thanks for stopping by.